Hi, I hope you're all doing well. It's a very chilly weather in Nairobi, and hey, as you can see the way I'm dressed, I'm telling you it's not a joke. So today is it's a weekend and we are having a really nice time here, though it's very cold, but you can see we are really dressed for the weather. I hope you're having a good day too. Mine is good. And so I decided we can have a chat this afternoon. There's something that has been bothering me over the week, and I really had to talk about it. I'm going to talk about investment clubs, or what we refer to as chamas here in Kenya. Or I don't know in your country. I know many people watch me from all over around the world. So the investment clubs, like for women, I don't know how you call it or if you have it in your place, but that's one of the ways that we have here in our country, where people come together, save and invest as a group. So there's a reason why I wanted to talk about it. There's been drama around recently about the online investment groups or online chamas. So there's so much that we need to learn about chamas and why you should what you should consider whether you want to join one before joining one, so that you don't regret. So welcome if you're new. If it's your first time on my channel, I welcome you. Thanks a lot, and please feel free to join my community by subscribing, since we learn so much here and we have at least a video every other week. So I'm sure you'll enjoy being part of my family. So I think first, with the investment clubs, it's not a new thing, or the chama. It's something that has been there. Our parents have been doing it since time immemorial. I know you remember when our aunties and our moms used to meet once in a while over a cup of tea or cup of coffee, discuss, then they contribute some amount, and that was really good. I remember growing up seeing my grandmother running for chamas, and we really enjoyed, like, it helped, since initially some time back people never used, or especially women, they used to be stay-at-home moms. So our fathers are the ones who used to work, and now women didn't have a lot of power, since they didn't have an income, or they didn't have, or if they had anything, it was very little. So they had to come up as a group. They could not even, and initially banks were very expensive back then when we were growing up, so they couldn't give loans to women, and that's why most women came up with their own groups, small groups, where they could contribute money once in a while and do some investments. And so that's where the chama revolution, or the investment clubs, started coming in. So it's just, chama is a term used to describe a self-help group, which is an informal cooperative society where people save and invest the money. So in Kenya, we are estimated to have at least 300,000 chamas, or those groups, those small groups, informal groups. And at least in every 3 Kenyans, I believe there's always one who is in one group or another. So I'm telling you, it's something that has really grown. So they typically use the merry-go-round structure, whereby contributions are made by individuals, then they give the money to one person, even though it has grown to whereby the money is now invested. Or they do what we call table banking, where they loan money to members, and then you refund with interest. So that has really grown over time, and that's why most of our mothers, they thrived on chamas. Everything, buying properties, and it has been really good way of saving, of encouraging saving over this period. It has been of a great help for many women. They've been able to do projects, buy properties, educate their children through these savings and investment. So, and that's why as time goes, they had the group has evolved over time, whereby now they are doing major investments. They even formalize it, whereby they register the company, and they're even able to take loans from banks and do bigger projects. And so the advantage of this chama is that when they invest in groups, there's that low risk because of you spread risk among many people. So that's why most people prefer saving as a group, because it minimizes the risk when it comes to when they invest. If the loss is made, you make lower loss than if you are doing it on your own. And then members get to learn and benefit from each other. And also it builds that social, it's like a social investment where when you meet with members, you get to not just contribute money, but also you get to network. So there's a lot of benefit when it comes to those small groups. And also it creates that discipline and culture when it comes to saving. You see, most individuals are not able to save on their own. I don't know about you, but I know, okay, for me, I know I can save on my own. But when you have someone pushing you, accountability partners, the chamas really do well when it comes to that. Because if you have to contribute monthly, you cannot forget to contribute, since every member of the group will be waiting for your money. So there is that push whereby you will develop the discipline and that culture of saving. And many chamas start with a big picture of being in the very best place to save, but again over time they fail. And the reason why they fail, there are some of the reasons why they fail, like lack of transparency, whereby you find that they lack honesty. Like some members lack honesty, especially as I was saying about online chamas, whereby you meet strangers online, then you start contributing. Like, lack of honesty is what will make a chama fail, since in most cases group fails seamlessly. If you don't account for all the transactions, it shows that the chama is likely to fail. It can't last even 2 years. And so there's that lack of transparency. And also the only best way to work on that transparency issue is adopt the idea of app. We have very many apps that are used when it comes to groups. Let's say we have Chama Soft, Easy Chama, Chamanet. There are so many apps that can be used to regulate the funds that are held in the chama. So if a group can adopt the idea of using an app, that is one of the ways that can control that lack of transparency. So another thing is lack of leadership, like leadership problems, whereby electing leaders for chama is key to success. So any chama must elect leaders who are trustworthy and honest and who are reliable, since trustworthy leadership might be all you need for your chama to function. Then if you lack clearly set rules, just like any company or any business, you must have rules. A sailor cannot operate a ship without compass, because they will either get lost or crash or sink the ship. So with any investment group needs a direction, and it needs someone who will direct it the right way. So for any chama to sail well, you need to have a set rules and regulation that will guide the group. So they may not be complicated rules, but simple rules like time management, and contribution deadlines. At least there must be that structure, like at a certain date everyone must have contributed their money. So that can actually make the chama stronger if you have such rules set. And then you need to have a guiding framework for all the members, with the consequences of breaking them for your investment group to succeed. So in case, that's why I've seen some successful chamas, what they do, they even set fines. In case you are late in your payment, you'll pay with 10% extra. So that makes sure that everyone is on toes. So how can you make the best of your chamas or your investment group? You need to have a shared purpose or a shared goal. You can't just start, and that's why I find it quite tricky when I don't really believe in the online, like forming this group with strangers. You need to form group with people that you know, people that you have a goal, like let's say colleagues, some people that you can trace. In case someone runs away with the money, you can trace them. So the reason why most online chamas fail is because people don't know each other. And then I've seen whereby people just trust anyone and send money. How do you just send money to someone you don't know, you've never met, and you are sending to their personal account? A successful chama needs to have, or a successful investment group needs to have an account. And that's why it's good when a group is registered. And then you must have at least a constitution. You must have a bank account for the group for it to be successful. I deal with a lot of these groups, the investment group, when it comes to investment advice. And I can tell you the most successful ones, they have a structure, proper structure where there's a constitution in place. They've registered the company, and that's why no one can run away with your money as long as the company is legal, like it's registered. And so you must have at least a shared purpose with the group. So as members of the chama, what is your goal? You need to understand what is your goal. What are you saving towards? You need to save towards something. And then what do you want to achieve at the end? Do you have a shared goal, what you want to achieve? What projects would you like to invest in? And that's why there are groups that purposely just save for buying land, some save for building, and some just do a merry-go-round whereby they loan members. So you need to have a specific goal, and then how much will you be contributing? So ensure that you adopt that professionalism whereby once you have identified your specific goals as a group, it is important to have leaders who will ensure that there is a smooth running of events and finances. And then this will help you have a clear leadership structure and proper record of meeting minutes and your cash flow as well. So agree on how often you should meet and how your meeting is going to be structured. So that's the only way a group will grow. Don't just rush into online groups that you don't understand their goal and you start sending money right away. So be careful with your money, since we work hard for this money. Then you need once in a while review your progress. And that's why those monthly meetings are very important, very crucial. That's where you're able to, through the monthly or weekly meetings, you have an open floor where members can give their suggestions, ideas, and also even criticism, and allow them to voice their opinions. So that can come in handy, because during such meetings you gain insight on how to better chama savings and investment. So it's time to review your group and check how far you have come. Just like any business, it still applies to this group. And since they are informal groups, they are not like government regulated. They are not regulated. So it's only members who are accountable for anything. In case there's any loss of money, but that's why I said you have to at least structure it so that in case of any conflict, you can even sue whoever someone runs with money. So also go beyond your money and saving goals. As I said, with the self-help group, these are a way of, it's like you're building your social investment, where you can go beyond just saving and investment, and now you can help each other when it comes to weddings, gatherings, funeral. You support each other, you become a family, and there you can build great relationships that are more than just contributing and saving in your chama. So build each other up. If one of you has a wedding, burial, hospital bill, or even graduation, you can come together and organize how you can come through for them. So wrapping up this idea of investment group, so don't fear joining these investment groups, since it's a way of building that saving discipline which most people lack on their own. And it doesn't harm even to just start your own saving instead of relying on, if you don't have a group that you know well, or a group that you can trust, you can as well just do your own investment. Like, it's not hard. I don't do group savings. I do my own account, my own saving monthly towards my money market account. And I just try and be disciplined so that I don't fail to save on my own. But if you think you cannot do it on your own, again, get a group that you know well. Colleagues, it could be family, And if it's online, take some extra measures to ensure that that group is registered, that the money, you don't just send money to an individual and say you're saving in a chama. So I think that's what I have for today. I think I'll talk to you again next time. I think that's enough for today. Have a good day.